All right, aloha, and welcome back to another episode of Alaka'i, the podcast. Wonderful day today in the studio. We have Lexi Langley and Hadley Wurtz joining me, Eli Hadley, the host. So how are you guys doing today?
Good.
So great.
Yeah,
it's
good.
Monday. We're cracking down the last few weeks
This is
of
one of those
school.
Mondays, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and it's been a great past week with Culture Night. We're getting to see the diversity of BYU-Hawaii and getting to see all the amazing things that make our school so special. Today we have a very special guest today. Her name is Amen. She's from Pakistan, and she's going to tell us a bit about what it is like being a Pakistani student in BYU-Hawaii. How you doing, Amen?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Doing good. It's good to have you on the show.
Yeah, thank you so much for inviting me.
Absolutely. Thank you for being here. And well, starting out, we'd love to just know a bit more about you, like where exactly in Pakistan are you from? What's your major? What's your year in school? Things like that.
So my full name is Amen Arif Khokhar, and I'm from Punjab, Pakistan. And my city is basically Gujranwala, but the province I'm from is Punjab. So I'm basically a Punjabi.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah. And I am a sophomore here. So in August, it's going to be 2 years for me being here.
That's
Congrats.
So
yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
And could you tell us a bit about, because some people might not know where Pakistan is and like the history of it. Do you mind giving like a short little summary of about what Pakistan is?
Yeah, so I think people mostly know India a lot.
Yeah.
So I'm basically a neighbor of India.
Okay.
And her history is basically we were together in 90s and we got separation from India in 1947. So we became another country, like a Islamic country. So that's the history. But the thing is that we have same language, same clothes, same culture, same food.
As India?
Yeah, as
So
India.
cool.
Okay, so
it's
your
all-
native
Interesting.
language is Indian? Is that right?
It's Urdu, but when we
Okay.
speak with each other, it's same.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Cool.
Cool.
That's very interesting.
Awesome. And then what are some other things about you? What do you like to do? What are you studying?
So I'm studying business management finance. And the thing I love to do is that I love sketching. So I'm taking it as my minor, visual
that's
arts.
So cool.
Wow.
awesome.
Yeah.
That's
So
really cool.
yeah, I feel like I don't have time to do sketching and stuff, and taking it as a minor would be like best option.
Yeah, you might as well.
Yeah.
Build
Make
your
it
skills
make
up.
it your schooling.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's amazing.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so going off of, we know you're from Pakistan, but how did you end up coming to BYU Hawaii from there? Like, do you want to fill us in a little bit on how you
I
heard
would
about
love to do it.
BYU, how you got here?
Yeah, so my family, when I was like 9 years old, I went to Philippines because we don't have temple in Pakistan.
Okay.
So I went to Philippines, Manila with my family for sealing. And there's a lot of Filipinos here, right? So
That's
people
right.
know a lot about BYU. And I never know. It's like really strange to know that, church have a school. Like how a church can have a school and how it looks like. So we went for sealing, and then there was like few students talking about BYU. They had a trip to temple, and they were talking about BYU, and I was so surprised to hear that school like from the church. I know we have seminary classes and how classes works there. So I just asked my dad, like, school, like BYU have a school, like church have a school, and he was like, yeah. So my dad, he worked as in an education department for church, so he know about it, but I never took interest in it, so I didn't know about it. So he told me, and I was like so surprised because when I was in my school in Pakistan, there was this one time I was the only Christian in my school.
Wow.
So I always wanted to see how it looks if it's like a lot of Mormons in one
Yeah.
place.
Goodness.
So I just decided that, okay, I'm gonna go to BYU. And then when I was doing I was in my 9th grade or 10th grade, I just like look every year I used to see all the requirements that are required for the school, and even it's gonna be so hard, I know, but then I'm like, no, I'll just do it.
for
And
you.
sometimes it was hard to explain people about BYU because they don't know what BYU is in Pakistan.
Right.
And then people just ask, like, what do you want to be? Like, where you want to go after you graduate from your high school? And I was always scared to explain it because they don't know about the school.
Right.
And I'm like, I'm not sure about it. And when I came here, my friends were really surprised to see me here because they never expected.
Yeah.
Wow.
What was it like for you to be able to, because you said you're the only Christian, what was that adjustment like coming to a school where you go to school with a bunch of Christians?
I feel like think for me it was really good because I can adjust with any kind of person. That's what I feel. Like I only learned one thing, that I don't talk about religion when I'm with a bunch of people that are from different. I think that really works. So I was Christian in my school, only one, but I had a really good time with my all friends are Muslim. My best friends, every single person is Muslim.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So I had a really good time with them.
Good.
Is it weird being in a place that's mostly Christian? Or is
Sometimes I feel like, oh, this is different for me. That was a really big culture shock for me, because being in Pakistan, the clothes are different, everything is different. We used to wear it, but not like really usually. So when I came here, I was so surprised, and mostly like I didn't know a lot of things, and nobody told me about it. So I was the only one. Like when I got iWork scholarship, nobody knows about it in Pakistan. And I came here, and then like just imagine like you just come out of your room and like you don't know like whom you want to talk, you don't know anyone.
That's hard.
Yeah, that was a lot.
And not only are you moving to another country, but you're moving to a school where there's the culture of religion that you're not used to, and then you throw in however many cultures we have at this school. There are so many cultures. Like I'm sure that was, I mean, maybe it was more familiar, but I don't know, like I just can imagine coming here and seeing all of like the Tongan students and the Samoa and the PCC and being like, what is this?
I was so surprised because I never, so in Pakistan, the sister missionaries, they serve in Philippines usually. So I heard about Tonga and Samoan, they used to talk about it, but I never know that how they look, like how their culture is. When the first time I attended the night show, I was so surprised.
Wow.
Oh
I really want to take my phone out and take pictures and video and send to my family because it was so new to me.
Yeah, that's cool though that you like had this opportunity to come and see the world kind of.
Oh my goodness. So Sorry, go ahead.
I mean, like, I was talking to my friends today too about it, that something unique about here is that you will never see this in your country. You will never see this culture in your country. Like, you know, there are like some places you go and you can see the same thing again and again.
Yeah.
But this is like a specific spot. You can see everything.
No, seriously, cool, especially with Culture Night. Like, I explained it to my family, and even I had a friend that was visiting, just happened to be the week of Culture Night, and I'm like, you guys don't understand that this is a once in a lifetime opportunity to see so many cultures from around the world for free in one spot. Like, that's just so amazing. And shout out to seriously all of the clubs and the club presidents and the choreographers and everything for what an amazing week that we did.
I don't know, you guys have this thing, but I like being here like with so many cultures. I think now it's so easy that you can tell which person is from which country by their accent. Like, that's the easiest way you can know like where you're from.
Yeah, seriously, there's so many. So have you been able to meet any other students from Pakistan?
It's been 2 years. I'm the only one here.
You're the only one.
Only one here. But next semester, I think we're going to have a bunch of people.
That's awesome.
I'm super excited.
So cool.
One of them
like paving
is
the way.
my brother,
Your brother?
Yeah, he's
Cool.
going to be
Amazing.
here too.
Oh my goodness, how old is your brother?
He's 19.
19.
That's so exciting.
So he's going to be here for one semester, and then he's going on his mission. So
That's
he's
incredible.
double blessed.
Oh
yeah,
my
no, that's
goodness.
awesome that you're able to like kind of be the trailblazer for that. For your people. I think that's incredible.
Yeah.
I came here like I didn't notice, but then people told me that your flag is up there. It's like, yeah, I thought it's like usually they have all the flags, but then they told me that it's the person who is here, they just like raise the flag for them.
That's so
like,
cool.
That's
like,
just for me.
So they
That
put
is
a
for
flag
you.
up for you?
Yeah.
Wow.
That is amazing.
Shout out to BYU-Hawaii. That's so amazing.
Yeah.
As you should, though.
That's really cool.
That's amazing.
Wow, yeah, that makes me think just about, the fact that your brother's going to be here. And, I remember hearing about missionaries being in Pakistan a couple years ago, but what is the church like there? What's it like being a member of the church in Pakistan?
So I was born in Covenant, so I'm like being in the church all the time.
Okay.
But so it's like we have more Catholics in Pakistan, but then the church when I was so young, like I was probably like 1 year old or something. And I used to see all the pictures. I remember my dad, we used to have the church, like, you know, they used to have group in the beginning before the brunch. So we used to have like church in my house.
Wow.
So it's a sacrament going in my house, and then we grow up seeing that. Then my dad was branch president that time. So we saw that's like how I see all my branch going. So we had this from from my house to a small building, from a small building to like from 10 people to like 20, 30. Now it's like 500, 600. So I have seen all the growing up.
Goodness,
That's
and
really
in your
cool.
lifetime. That's amazing.
Yeah. So it's like my dad served for 20 years, so I have seen everything.
As a branch president for 20 years. I can't imagine.
Shout out to your
Amazing.
dad.
Good man.
I hope he listens to this and feels the love, because that's amazing. Oh my
So
goodness.
I have like this big thing. I saw like all the stuff going around me. Sometimes it was hard because I feel like being a daughter of a president or something.
Oh, totally.
It's hard.
There's
The
the
pressure.
pressure, right?
The pressure.
Yeah, the pressure.
Yeah.
It's cool.
That is cool.
What I love too is like with the church, you know, it is so adaptable to so many different cultures, right?
Yeah.
And for you, you know, you're away from Pakistan, but how do you remember your identity? How do you keep your culture on your mind and remember who you are?
I think the best thing you can do is just cook good food and feed
I
people.
love that
Amen.
answer.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Back home, I never cooked. Like, I just cooked for like 2-3 times, I remember. I learned everything here.
Wow.
You have to.
Yeah.
You're like,
it's
Mom,
been 2
Dad
years.
said, tell me how to make this.
Yeah, it's been 2 years. I was craving for stuff, and I ended up like, okay, you know, I have no option.
Yeah.
Is
Let's
that
make it.
something you are able to like share with your friends too? Like your
Yeah.
culture through your food, because you're the only one out here.
So I share with them, and they're like, oh, that's Indian food. I'm like, I made it, so it's Pakistani.
That's what I was going to ask, because
Yeah.
you mentioned that it broke off
Yeah,
into
it's
its own,
Super
like,
similar.
but it's still super similar. So have you ever been to any of like the India Club events?
Yeah.
Like, is it pretty similar? Like,
It's all same.
It's the same,
Most
okay.
of the things are same, but maybe like few difference.
I was going to say, what are
Because-
some differences?
So in India, they have like, you know, mostly they have, I think, 50-60 languages.
Wow.
So
So-
we do have a lot.
Yeah.
Oh my
So they have, so the place where I am from, in Pakistan, we have this thing that you speak like a national language. So if you go
Okay.
around, you will see the same language, which is Urdu. But in India, there's like people, they usually don't know how to speak Hindi. They end up speaking English, but not all the people know. So that's like the difference, I guess.
Okay.
But I'm more close to northern people because they speak my language.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And the songs are same too. So that's
Gotcha.
like the big thing. Like Pakistani singers, they go to India to sing songs too.
That
So
makes sense.
So cool.
so it's Bollywood
Wow.
is kind of our thing.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
cool.
cool. Were you in Culture Night?
I didn't participate. I
No.
had 3 hard classes.
It's okay, girl.
Maybe next time. yeah, no, I
Okay, you got a
understand.
few years.
I was sitting there. I'm like, I'm just regretting. I
I'm glad
really
you got
wanna
to
do it.
watch it, though. I'm glad you got to
Yeah.
watch it and
Yeah.
kind of be like, oh, yes.
Like
Bollywood.
all the songs, like I
Yeah.
know all the dance, but
That's
I have to sit here and watch.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of cool too that like even though you're the only student out here right now from Pakistan, that like you can kind of feel that sense of home with a lot of the Indian students
Yeah.
as well.
I think they helped a lot. So when I first came here, this Indian guy, he reached me by himself. He just messaged me and he's like, hey, when you will be here, let me know. I was like on the way. I was in Texas. I stayed there for like 2 days.
Cool.
And when I came here, he brought food for me.
That's
So it started
nice.
with because people like have this thing. If you go on social media, you'll see like just the fight between India and Pakistan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we don't have good relationship. That's what the
Oh.
if you will see the social media and news, that's what it represents. But it's been 2 years. I think the most closest people I had was Indians.
Aw,
That's really awesome.
Very
beautiful.
That's really
Makes
cool.
me so happy.
Okay, so with that and like talking about how similar it is to like Indian culture and stuff, what are some things that people might not know specifically about Pakistani culture?
Pakistani culture. So Pakistan do have different languages, and I don't know a lot of them. I know, I think I just know how to say hello in 1-2 languages, but not a lot of them. And the biggest thing I think people don't know about it was that Pakistan was part of India.
Yeah.
So when you do like present anything, they just represent it as Indian. It's like, oh, it's Indian. And the big difference, one of them is that India and Pakistan, when they were together, they have this like called Punjab. And when we got separation, we had the division with the lines. So they just have a map and they just divided with the lines. So they used a pencil to just do the division, and it was divided like that. Wow. It was not like a war.
Interesting.
That is so interesting. So there was no war?
Yeah, no war.
How were they okay with that, with you guys branching off?
There was like little fights. So in India, the majority is Hindu. So it's like Hindu people. And Muslims. So Muslims eat cow, and then Hindus, for them it's a holy thing. So it's really hard to stay in one place.
They were maybe like, yeah, fine, you guys go there.
Yeah. So we had that. And the thing is, we had, I think, 3 divisions. So Bangladesh was also part of Pakistan.
Oh, wow.
So it's like India, and then Pakistan, and then from Pakistan to Bangladesh. So it was a big place.
3 times or 2 times.
Yeah, so Punjab, so they took half of it, and we took the larger part, came to us.
Nice.
So if I met any Punjabi, and I'm also Punjabi, so I'm like, this is Indian Punjabi, and this is Pakistani Punjabi.
Wow.
That's very interesting.
I wonder if we have any students from Bangladesh.
I'm sure we do.
I'm sure,
Well, a couple. There's a couple from Myanmar as well.
No, I'm not sure actually, because they speak Urdu too.
Oh wow.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So have you been able to speak your native language with anyone here?
Yeah, the northern people from India.
Okay.
Yeah, it's same.
That's really awesome.
Well, super, super cool. And I think too, it's a testament to the Lord's work and how he brings everyone together from around the world. And just think, right, next year, when did you say your brother was coming?
In spring semester.
That's
so like not even a year, like a few weeks.
In April.
You and your brother are going to be back together. That's amazing. And
that's awesome.
That's really what the gospel's all about, is bringing people together. It's this sense of community that we're all trying to make. But before we leave, Amin, is there anything else you'd like to say about your culture, about what you've learned here in BYU-Hawaii?
I feel like that's what I learned. The best thing was being here with a lot of people. You can really feel the spirit. I told you that I always had this thing that how it feels to see like the same people having the same faith, how it looks like. And I feel that being here, you're stuck with your assignments and everything, but you know that there is Sunday coming, and then it's so close. You can go to the ward, you can attend the church, same friends and everything. And that's like the best part I learned here, that how BYU gather everyone.
It's a big community,
that's amazing.
Big family. I love that.
Mm-hmm. And we're so glad that you're part of it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you again, Amin, for joining us. But that's all the time we have for today. But hope you all enjoyed this episode of Alaka'i, the podcast. You'll hear from us later.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks.
Bye. Thank you.